Hello and welcome to the Literary Lair. Now that the Funksterspective is over, it's time to go back to the usual grind. Or is it? I'd like to take a little diversion this week from books to something book adjacent. God knows it's been a while since we've had something on this show that actually qualifies as book adjacent. Advertising, while annoying at times, is a part of life. Things have to be promoted in some way, or else nobody would know that they exist. We have t-shirts at the link below. However, one thing that you probably don't think about is advertisement for literature. And neither do I, really. Modern literary advertising isn't anything to write home about, in my experience, but I've always wanted to do a video where I talk about commercials or something. But book commercials are usually just a line or two to entice the reader, read by a narrator. It's not like commercials for sugary cereals or toys. They aren't really high excitement. So I did some digging into print advertisements. And they're pretty much the same way. But in doing so, I discovered a world of print advertisements from the 30s all the way up to today. And a lot of the older material was, well, it was just that. Material that I could use for a video. And that's just what we're looking at today, vintage book advertisements. And for those of you who think I'm just blatantly ripping off the Nostalgia Critics commercial specials or Linkara's comic book advertisements video, you're right. It's not like I've ever tried to hide when I've blatantly ripped people off before, so why should I start now? Anyway, let's not waste any more time and look at some book advertisements. Our first one today comes from all the way back in the 1930s, and it's a ladies' home journal ad for Zane Grey novels. Zane Grey, take your choice of his best books. Excuse me, Mr. Cowboy, your horse is blocking the title of the ad. Probably no living writer enjoys a wilder popularity than Zane Grey. His books literally sell by the millions. Though most of those millions were purchased by this man, Colonel Sherman Potter. They've been filmed in color and made into feature talkies. Why? Because no one has caught the spirit of the Old West or written of it more glamorously than Zane Grey. Ironically, many have issues with the way that the Old West is portrayed in fiction, specifically the glamorizing of the cowboy mythos that, according to historians, didn't quite exist the way that fiction says it did. I won't tell Colonel Potter if you won't. The new book of knowledge, the gift that's meant to be cracked. Like eggs. Your advertisement is making me think of eggs. Actually, speaking of, I was tinkering with omelet dishes in Breath of the Wild. Give me a minute. You can spend more, but you can't give more than the gift of words. Was this a thing back in the 60s that dictionaries were given as gifts? A dictionary is something that you needed before a computer so you could look up words. It's a school supply, not a gift. That's like getting a pack of generic pencils for Christmas. Listen, I'm grateful for gifts and all, regardless of what they are, but that just seems like such a crappy gift. Were there actually people out there who asked for a dictionary? Golly gee willikers, a dictionary, it's what I've always wanted. And look at this guy on the ad. That is the face of someone who is slowly planning on killing whoever gave him a dictionary as a Christmas present. It's a wonderful gift at any age, to write correctly, speak effectively, and read with understanding. Okay, now I'm insulted for being given this because it implies that whoever gave me the gift thinks I'm an illiterate who can't write or speak correctly. Insist on Merriam-Webster, for when you want to subtly insult people that you give gifts to. Why the godless hate these books, and why the God-fearing find daily inspiration in them. Great books contain the great truths that are fatal to dictators. Wait, what? You're telling me that we have all these dictators in the world, and this is all we need to stop them? Send each of them a few books and they're gone? Why are you advertising this? Why aren't you sending these books by yourself? From the pages of great books, 74 immortal authors speak to you. From them you can gain strength to live with the troubles of our times. Oh. These are religious and spiritual texts that are metaphorically toxic to dictators because they spread free-thinking ideals. I am much less impressed than I was a minute ago. I don't think these books are so great anymore. Next ad. Denison's Boogie Book. Leave it to big business to commercialize Witchcraft. I prefer my Witchcraft to be independently owned. This book is published new each year to help make Halloween and Thanksgiving parties wonderfully successful and unusual. You know, I never thought of Thanksgiving as a spooky holiday, but that might be a good idea for the turkeys. Put on a scary costume and scare the farmers away from killing them. The decorations pictured may be easily copied, and in almost every case, stock goods are used. If you don't have fresh Eye of Newt, store-bought is fine. Stock goods are listed in the price list at the back of the book. They may be purchased at stationers, department stores, many drugstores, and at the 5 Denison stores. 5 Denison stores? 5 points. Oh my god, Denison's really is demonic! Their 5 store locations make a pentagram! Keeping with the subject of the occult, witches, warlocks, and Ouija boards. Oh my. Join the new cult of the occult. Listen, I'm no expert in the dark arts, but that sounds like an unnecessarily confusing slogan. New cult of the occult sounds like the moon of dark magical organizations. Order just one of the discounted books listed and you'll get a full year's membership in the Occult Arts Society with no further obligations. Until we require you for a blood sacrifice, but other than that, no strings. The benefits are frightful, but the power of pyrokinesis is so delightful. You'll receive the Raven. We all take turns taking care of him, and this is your weekend to take him home. He only likes certain birdseed. Also in your future are special discounts on books and bizarre objects carefully selected from the most mysterious corners of the earth. Yeah, my future is already filled with books and bizarre objects. I don't need any more, thanks. Okay, so I don't really have a lot of jokes for this one, just that I find this hilarious because of the variation between all the books on the page. Return of the Jedi, I assume a novelization, the American Heritage Dictionary, the 1984 Ewoks calendar, a computer buying guide, Pet Cemetery, a cookbook, a gardening book, and the 1981 A Hunk-a-Day calendar. If there's a 1984 calendar in there, I feel like a 1981 calendar is pretty useless. Though I guess there is a market for previous year's hunks. It's easy to hypnotize when you know how. Want the thrill of imposing your will over someone? Or making someone do exactly as you order? Try hypnotism. Or you can just run a company. I'm pretty sure CEOs get to do that without needing hypnotism. The Master Key to Hypnotism shows all you need to know. It is put so simply anyone can follow it. Even someone under hypnosis. Which admittedly is a bit of a design flaw. And there are 24 revealing photographs for your guidance. They're revealing photographs we took of you while you were under hypnosis. Send no money. We will simply hypnotize you to give us your bank PIN when it becomes necessary. If not delighted with results, return it in 10 days and your money will be refunded. You will be delighted with your results. This one I don't have a lot of jokes for either. I'm just baffled at what the situation is supposed to be. It's presumably either a brother and sister, or a man and his daughter, or a guy and a really short girl, standing on what looks like an asteroid or the moon, looking over the Earth, which has a golden glow behind it, with the entirety of the World Book Encyclopedia floating over the world like the Star Baby at the end of 2001: A Space Odyssey. What mad dystopia is this? Did World Book take over the world? How are these people breathing in space? What happened to the planet? I have a lot of questions about this ad. Wait a minute. This is World Book, the same one from the Dictator ad. Oh my god, they actually did it! Those maniacs, they blew it up! Damn you all to hell! This one is the big one. I admit, while the previous ones were funny, this is the one that pushed me over the edge into deciding to do this video. How to pick up girls. Discover exactly how to pick up beautiful women. I have no words. Here, for the first time ever, is a manual completely devoted to the pickup. Now you can get the kind of girls you've always wanted. Not ugly girls, or fat girls, or girls with dumpy legs. To the contrary, now you can pick up beautiful girls. Girls with luxurious golden hair and soft, rounded breasts. Wow! There is a lot to unpack there. Ignoring the casual sexism, and fat shaming, and just wow. But let's just go and read on a tad further. Yes, now you can get the kind of gorgeous, delicious creatures you've always seen, always wanted, but never quite knew how to meet. If I had to make a suggestion, I'd probably start with not referring to women as creatures. Interviews with 25 beautiful girls. Girls just like the ones on the cover of this book. They tell you, in their very own words, exactly what it takes to pick them up. Yes, these 25 girls represent the entirety of the female gender. You'll learn what to say to them, where to meet them, and most important of all, how to detect those subtle little signs that mean a girl is dying for you to pick her up. Those signs include her looking at her phone, going to the bathroom, and then getting an emergency call about a friend or relative and having to leave immediately. Rest assured, thousands of girls are dying for you to pick them up. Thousands? Really? Do you have a citation on that, or are you just guessing? Pick up girls anywhere. They do not like you here or there. They will not like you anywhere. It's easy to handle women, god damn it, once you've been introduced to them. But what if there's no one around to introduce you? If the girls of your dreams is a gorgeous stranger you see walking down the street? Oh, lovely bad grammar too. What do you do then? You read How to Pick Up Girls, that's what you do. You read it because this fabulous new book contains everything you need to know about picking up girls. You'll learn how to pick up girls anywhere, in bars, restaurants, on planes, trains, and yes, even on the street. You can pick them up in a box. You can pick them up with a fox. This amazing new book contains over 100 foolproof techniques for picking up girls. Here are just a few of the ones you will learn and master. How to be sexy. Best places to pick up girls. How to make shyness work for you. Why a man doesn't have to be good looking. Oh, there's that sexism again. The women have to be beautiful, but the men don't. How to talk dirty seductively. Why girls get horny. I'm pretty sure it's the same answer as to why guys get horny. It's a natural biological process. It's science, dude. Magic confidence builders. How fear can actually help you. 50 great opening lines. It was a dark and stormy night. What? I think that was a pretty good opening line. The greatest pickup technique in the world. And I'm going to assume it's not just a sheet of paper that says treat women like people. Why women are dying to get picked up. How to get women to pick you up. Wow, I didn't know R. Crumb wrote this book. But maybe it's just the ad, you know? Maybe the full content of the book isn't actually as blatantly sexist as it seems. Let's check on the reviews. Changed my whole damn life. How to Pick Up Girls is already working miracles for men all across the country. Here are just a few of the fabulous letters we've received. Your book, How to Pick Up Girls, changed my whole damn life. The girls are calling me up if I don't call them. From an accountant in Ohio. I want you to know that you have written one of the best books of all time, one that was long overdue. From a California swinger. It works! I wasn't even halfway through it and I got a girl, even my brother, who has taken out every girl in the world, said wow when he saw her. From a prep school student in Massachusetts. I was at a pet shop and I saw this cute girl, so following the advice in your book, I said something to her. We got small talking about the dog she was going to buy, then I said, may I call you sometime? Her eyes lit up with pleasure and surprise. She said sure and gave me her name and number. To make a long story even longer, we've been going out the past couple weeks and we have a groovy relationship going. She's a stewardess and a great woman, from a 30-year-old bachelor in Seattle. I'll bet you $10 that last one was written by Bulldog Briscoe from Frasier.
This stinks! This is total BS!
Start picking up girls today. The cost of How to Pick Up Girls is only $7.95. That's less than what you'd pay for an ordinary shirt, yet so much more of a help when it comes to picking up girls. In fact, if you love beautiful women, this book is the best damn investment you can make. I know a better investment I can make, spending my time doing anything else but reading this book. And those were some vintage book advertisements. They ranged from interesting to cool to downright infuriating, but I have to say, I am pretty fortunate that I haven't put my P.O. box or an address out there, so you guys can't track down stuff like How to Pick Up Girls to send to me and demand that I review. And yes, I realize I'm tempting fate by even saying that out loud here, but overall, the ads were interesting, and I never really thought about book advertisements before, and this was an interesting experiment. If I can find ones that are half as cool as these, we might do another one of these in the future. Though I doubt there's anything that's half as crazy as How to Pick Up Girls. In the meantime, if you'd like to see more of the literary Lair, you can hit that subscribe button, and if you have any comments or complaints about the video, you can put those in the comment section below. Oh, and if you want to be notified of new uploads, you can hit that bell icon. And if you enjoyed this video, share it to your friends and share it around the internet. And maybe consider supporting the show on Patreon. Speaking of Patreon, see you next time for a Patreon-sponsored review of the worst episode of Star Trek Voyager. Wish me luck. So, how do you feel today? I'm still a bit jumbled. I admit a lot of stuff around here is unearthing memories that aren't exactly mine, but, I'm getting by. Alright, first things first, I think we should do weekly progress reports to see what we've got so far as to figuring out how to reverse this. I think that sounds reasonable. I'll get to work immediately. The faster I can get your friend out of my head and myself back to my own universe, the better. Any progress this week? As I've told you the last 2 times, no. I'm still compiling the data from your transporter logs. The thing fried itself, so it's a very slow and arduous process. Even with Iota's help figuring everything out, it's still gonna take a while to put everything together. Right. These meetings were pointless until then. We'll meet next month when hopefully we have something. Agreed. What am I looking at? The data's finally been compiled. It took a lot longer than expected because of how damaged the systems were, but there it is. Everything seems normal. The computer didn't log anything peculiar happening during the event. Exactly, and don't think I'm cheating you on the numbers. I went over this 3 times. But that doesn't make sense. Something went wrong, but why doesn't the computer log it? It doesn't make sense, but that's the available information. What about your teleporter? What about my teleporter? Maybe it recorded a fault. I mean, I guess it's possible, but you haven't let me go home since I got here, so I can't exactly look over it now, can I? Trust me, it's for your own protection. If... Yes, this man in black character and the evil Mike Sano will find out about me if I leave. But you still need my research. I'll go myself. How long should it take you to compile it once you have everything together? Assuming that it's all still there, a little over a month. Alright. Iota, prepare the transporter.